fun for a while. People trust cute little girls almost as much as cute little dolls. But little girls can get hurt when their victims try to fight back.
Have you thought about what your biggest fear is? After watching this video, I think you will be able to say it more clearly. Surely, if you didn't know it or didn't have it, after watching it, you will be left with at least one new fear. Welcome to the Screen Crowd, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 horror movie monsters of all time. We'll be examining the most threatening, murderous characters from the realm of horror on this list, including people, animals, extraterrestrials, and spirits. Because we're rating based on scariness and potential deadliness, the order of submissions is affected by more factors than just kill counts.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Number 10. The Entity, from It Follows. Imagine leaving your house to enjoy your life, a day like any other, being with the guy you like, and from one moment to the next, waking up tied up and that person tells you that a curse that can only be transmitted through sexual intercourse has happened to you.
This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
And that from there, your life will never be the same again. A strange being that could take on any human form it wants stalks someone until it kills that person. And the only way out of that is to pass that curse to another person through sexual intercourse. Don't be fooled by how the plot sounds. It will certainly put you through some suffering thinking about how it will frighten the girl. Undoubtedly, a monster that is able to change forms, either humanoid or not, is one of the greatest fears you can feel, and that it is only to hurt even more. And you? Would you be able to pass the curse, or would you keep it? Whatever your way of thinking, this entity is sure to make you think twice about being with any stranger. If you are a fearful person and sensitive to these things, this will undoubtedly be your new fear unlocked. Number 9. Katie, from Paranormal Activity. What do you think a demonic entity would be capable of? If you don't know, you're probably among those who need to see this movie to get an idea. For those who love fear, this movie combines everything you need to be the best: fright, suspense, and drama. A demonic entity that enters the lives of the characters to torment and even kill everyone who gets involved with it is pretty creepy. Also, imagine moving in with your girlfriend, who after some time tells you that since she was little, something supernatural has been haunting her.
Katie, she thinks there's something in the house. I don't know.
You believe me, right?
Capturing whatever paranormal phenomena is occurring or is not occurring.
But you never believe her until you start living with her and start noticing everything she was telling you about. Would you be able to record to find evidence? Number 8. Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. Freddy appears in the nightmares of the children and teenagers of Elm Street to murder them, since the acts committed have repercussions in real life. His physical appearance is very characteristic: a disfigured face, a worn hat, a green and red striped sweater, and a bladed glove made by him. Without a doubt, one of the best movie monsters. If as a child you were afraid to look under your bed, with this movie you won't even want to sleep thanks to the protagonist of this one.
Come to Freddy.
Imagine that you have nightmares that are recurring little by little. Suddenly, you realize that they are no longer just nightmares, but that you wake up with marks, to the point where you fear for your life, and that if you are not sneaky enough, you die. Would you stop sleeping?
Did you know that after the heart stops beating, the brain keeps functioning for well over 7 minutes? We got 6 more minutes to play.
A great protagonist like Freddy, full of hatred for his life, that the only thing that gives him pleasure is killing innocent children in revenge for everything that happened in his life, is deserved of a place in the top. Number 7. Predator from the Predator film series. Have you ever looked at the sky and wondered if there is another planet similar to ours with other life forms? If your answer is yes, then this movie is right for you. For lovers of ufology, this is a film to open minds on this subject. A classic of the 80s, a team of CIA mercenaries performs one of their usual clandestine missions in the Central American jungle, where they must rescue a group of American soldiers. Predator is an alien who kills for pleasure, who is able to capture human warmth and only came to exterminate everything that passes in front of him. Does he deserve a place in this top? Of course it does. His level of lethality is impressive. The only way to defeat him is with remarkable strategy and intelligence. A movie that will leave you thinking and wanting to see more. And all thanks to the monster, a genuine human hunter. Number 6. Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th films. Jason Voorhees is the main character in the Friday the 13th film series, as the young son of a country cook turned murderess, Mrs. Voorhees, who was played by Ari Lehman. The character has primarily been an antagonist in the films, either stalking and killing the other characters, or acting as a psychological threat to the protagonist, as is the case in the Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. He has been seen as a character whose motivation to kill has been driven by the immoral actions of his victims and his own rage at having drowned as a child. Another character created out of hatred for what he experienced as a child. This is undoubtedly one of the most tormenting for the terrible way he violates against people in this film. Have you seen it? Tell us what you thought. Number 5. The Thing, from the 1982 John Carpenter film. Antarctica, a peerless continent of breathtaking beauty where the isolated Thule Station is located. A group of international scientists have just made a remarkable discovery, but euphoria is soon replaced by paranoia in the movie The Thing, when they realize that something inhuman has the ability to become the exact replica of any living thing.
I don't know what you're saying. There was one of those things out there trying to imitate him, Gary.
The human, in his unintelligible need to discover the why of it all, has unleashed a terrible thing. A monster capable of transforming or camouflaging itself into the human in order to kill anyone in its path. This alien, or whatever you want to call it, is a relentless hunter of humans who will do whatever it takes to survive. A well-deserved spot in this top for its lethality and for making our hair stand on end in this movie. Number 4. Jaws from all the Jaws films. Do you suffer from thalassophobia? If the answer is yes, this movie is not for you. A coastal town in the eastern United States is threatened by a giant white shark that has attacked several people.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
The fact calls into question the safety of swimsuits during the summer season. This deep-sea monster is now wreaking havoc on U.S. shores, an animal as large as it is lethal, capable of taking a person's life in the blink of an eye. Although it can't do anything to you out of the water, this shark will make you have the worst nightmares and unlock another new fear of the deep sea. Or do you really think there can't be one like this? Number 3. Pennywise, from It Parts 1 and 2. When in the small town of Derry, Maine, children start disappearing mysteriously. Bill and his gang of friends will have to leave all their fears behind to face the dreaded Pennywise the clown, who is terrorizing all the kids in the area. In this disturbing adventure, Bill's gang will try to confront this clown who has been terrorizing children for hundreds of years.
No!
One of the most terrifying movies in the world, it is undoubtedly one of the best monsters ever. With the shape of a fairground clown and the dialectic of a millinery creature, the cinematic Pennywise mutilates, mangles, tortures, and is a ruthless killer. At the same time, a supernatural creature without clear explanation. With his cute red balloon, he lures all the children he wishes to meet his end and then give them the death he desires. If you didn't suffer from fear of clowns, get ready, because this movie will make you doubt that, and even more so when you learn that it is based on real events. Number 2. Xenomorphs from the Alien film series. The spaceship Nostromo visits a desolate planetoid after receiving an unknown signal from a derelict and ruined alien ship. As the crew of the Nostromo explores the ship, one of them finds what appears to be a nest of eggs, one of which hatches, and a creature emerges, attaches itself to his face, and knocks him unconscious. Sometime later, the parasite dies and the crew member awakens, apparently in good health. Later, however, an alien creature violently bursts out of his chest, killing him, and after rapidly growing to 2.5 meters, it begins killing other crew members. This monster becomes a frequent nightmare for those who saw the film. This time to wipe out the intruders of his new home, and he would undoubtedly do anything to achieve it. With a violent plot, suspense, and surprises on the part of the protagonist of this movie, it has a well-deserved place in this top. Tell me, what would you do if something like this happened to you? Number 1. Michael Myers from the Halloween film series. I spent 8 years trying to understand him, and another 8 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was behind his black eyes was pure and simple evil. Mrs. Myers describing Michael. One Halloween night, the year 1963, Michael Myers, a 6-year-old boy dressed in a clown costume, goes up to his younger sister's room and puts on a clown mask that his sister's boyfriend was wearing. He approaches her and with a huge, sharp kitchen knife stabs her to death. He then leaves the room and is about to leave the house when he is surprised by his parents. But why is this character first on our top? Because of all those on this list, he is the first who has no real justifiable reason to kill. Since he was a child, his thirst for killing was so great that he didn't care who it was, as long as he felt the pleasure of doing it. Now, escaped and holding back his need to kill, he returns to the streets, becoming by far one of the biggest serial killers there could ever be. Would you be afraid of him? I think everyone would, and more so when it comes to someone with no warm blood or heart for whom you feel compassion. Here we end our review with the 10 most terrifying monsters in scary movies. Which of these creatures do you find the most terrifying? Tell us in our comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. See you in the next one.